Did you hear? Oh, I actually did see that. Did you hear that the husband of the blue and black or white and gold dress lady is accused of attempted murder? Yeah. So apparently the guy that posted the blue and black dress, that old viral thing, was arrested for attempted murder. What was his name? I can't remember. Yeah, he was accused of trying to kill his wife. I didn't look into it though, I just saw the headlines. Keir Johnston appeared on Monday for a preliminary hearing on the charges in the Scottish High Court in Glasgow. Prosecutors allege over nearly 11 years he repeatedly assaulted his wife, Grace, at their home in Inner Hebrides, and in March 2022 attempted to strangle her, brandished the knife, and threatened to kill her. Jesus. What the fuck? Johnston denies all charges against him, several outlets reported. The case will have a preliminary hearing ahead of the trial scheduled for 2024. Jesus. What's the reasoning for trying to kill his wife? What do you mean, what's the reasoning? He's just an evil guy. There's not really, like, a reason. Doesn't seem like there's any case of self-defense. Apparently, over 11 years, he had repeatedly assaulted his wife. I don't think this is what you meant, but you just reminded me of something. There was a guy on Twitter who had responded to a tweet about what was your wildest date, and this guy responded saying, I met this stranger and now we're getting married. Or, fuck, what was it? I met this stranger and now we're going to get married or some shit. And it was this guy who had met like a girl in Colombia or something, and they went on a date, and then he ended up killing her and stuffing her in a suitcase. And apparently he was like a big like Hustlers University guy or some shit. So then when it was reported, people naturally started to like disavow him or something. But there was a portion of people that were trying to make an argument that we need to wait to hear his side of the murder, because he might have had a good reason for killing her and stuffing her in a suitcase, which was fucking crazy. Here, what was that guy's name? Let me pull it up real quick. He fled to like Panama City. Yeah, here he is. He was a Texas man. His name is John Paulos. He was like very active. Fucking Fox News again. Hate that. I hate accidentally clicking on that. It's so tedious. I'm not turning off my ad block. But yeah. Oh my god, Daily Mail. Jesus. Okay, here. And now they're working on like nullifying the charges off of a technicality. They're claiming that when he was taken into custody on the murder charges, they didn't adequately translate the charges to English, thus he can't be charged because they broke the rules. I'm not watching the Nair removal apology. Holy shit, I don't know why I keep spamming it. Clearly I see it. I'm not watching it. Oh my fucking god. Yeah, I saw people arguing that we have to wait to hear his side of this first, which is a crazy take considering he murdered this woman and stuffed her in a suitcase and fled to Panama. Thoughts on the Lord Miles tweets? Oh, I saw that too. That was super weird. I forgot about that whole situation. So Lord Miles is the guy that's been like captured by the Taliban. Like he was a internet person or an internet influencer is probably the wrong word because I fucking hate that word. But he had an internet presence, and he had like been going around, and he went to like Afghanistan, and he was like traveling around like documenting everything, and he eventually ended up getting charged by or not charged, captured by the Taliban. And I saw today they made a post saying, well, on his account, on his Twitter account, saying, this is a friend of Miles. He's having so much fun with the Taliban. In fact, he even has, like, servants taking care of him. He gets to eat cake every night. He has a TV where he gets to watch his favorite shows and play games. This and that. He's like, he's super happy here. He's having so much fun. And then the natural question is, why can't he just, like, chime in? Why is there no video of him having fun or being alive or a photo of him having fun or being alive? So I think it's pretty clear he's probably dead. But yeah, that was wild. What's a Twitter account? Real Lord Miles. Here, I'll pull up the tweets. Actually, I don't know if I can. Yeah, I have to log in for that, and I'm not doing that. There's your resub albino in the prime blue. No, it's not. I can't pull it up because I have to log in, and I'm not logging in. I do not feel like doing that. I thought they removed that restriction on Twitter. Apparently not. Because it's telling me I have to sign in to access any tweets. I see photos of him. Yeah, those are not current photos. Those are not, like, right now photos. They're trying to sell his story. Are they? Is that actually what's going on? Didn't see that one. And yeah, I'm excited for Oppenheimer. What's the point in pretending he's alive for them? I do not know. I actually have no idea. Thanks a resub. Doug. I have no idea. You gonna watch Barbie or Oppenheimer first? Barbie. Is that what the tweet says right now? Lord Miles will sell his exclusive story to a journalist upon his return. DM him your offer on Twitter. He doesn't know about these tweets, but he'll see it when he's home to be paid upon his arrival. Highest bid wins minimum 5k euros. What the fuck? Ah. You see Oppenheimer in IMAX? Since they've hyped it up so much for IMAX with like that 11-mile long reel, I guess I'll do it just because of that. I don't think it's going to really change much about how I perceive the movie, though. Do I think it's going to be bad? Oh, no. I think it's going to be very good. It's just I don't know if I want to pay extra for IMAX when I don't think it's going to really change my enjoyment of it. The 11-mile reel is only for 70mm IMAX, which is only shown in like 12 theaters. Oh. Didn't know that. Let me see. Let's see. Is there any in Tampa? No, there's the only one in Florida is in Fort Lauderdale at the AutoNation Museum of Discovery and Science. What the fuck? What a weird place to have that. There ain't shit in Fort Lauderdale. Don't know which one you're talking about, Tyrick, but maybe. Did you see that they recently saved a sailor with his dog after months of being stranded? I'll take a peek. Stranded Australian sailor and dog rescued following months surviving on raw fish and rainwater. Wow. Tim Shattuck and pet Bella were found floating in the Pacific Ocean after his catamaran was damaged in a storm. Sydney man 51 and his dog have been rescued after being stranded at sea for months, surviving on a diet of raw fish and rainwater. That is hardcore. Man was out here playing Raft IRL. Parasites? I guess it depends on what raw fish, right? Because apparently you can eat tuna raw, like straight up. Which I had no fucking clue about. Unless I was getting lied to, like someone was trying to poison me. But I have heard from multiple people now that you can just eat tuna straight up. Like it doesn't even need to be like cured or prepared properly. You can just straight up eat raw tuna apparently. That's what sushi is? Yeah, but sushi still is prepared. So there's still care given to the raw food. Whereas with tuna, you can just fucking dig in primal caveman Neanderthal style. Thanks, Resub Devante. Tuna or giant, though? Yeah, he'd have a hard time wrestling a tuna. Plus, he actually doesn't even look like he's, like, super skinny or anything. He's not atrophied. But shit, he might have, like, put on some muscle or something. Like, he might have been eating good. Unless this is just, like, a really deceptive picture. They'd been floating in the Pacific Ocean for 2 months and a storm damaged the catamaran electronics and the communication system just weeks after they had set off. He was attempting to reach French Polynesia more than 5,000 kilometers away when his boat was damaged. The pair were rescued after a helicopter conducting surveillance for a Mexican fishing trawler found them on the 12th of July. Oh my god, he was operating a tuna boat. The Maria Delia. He was probably surviving off tuna, raw tuna. He survived for 2 months by eating raw fish, drinking rainwater, and hiding from the sun under a canopy in a small vessel. Footage of Shattuck after his rescue was obtained by 9 News, showed him explaining that despite his ordeal, he was in good health. I've just got fishing gear, survival gear. I've been through a very difficult ordeal at sea, and I'm just needing rest and good food because I've been alone at sea for a long time. I've not had enough food for a long time. I have very good medicine. I'm being looked after well. This guy sounds awesome. That's the boat that saved him. Oh, you're right. Rescued the castaway. I missed rescued. I just saw the tuna boat Maria Delia was the castaway, and I was like, oh, that's his boat. I see. No, that makes a lot more sense then. Thanks to the resub Momo and Gusub Blue. The resub nostalgia. What about the dog? Dog's apparently fine. I mean, that'd be my guess. God, surviving off rainwater sounds fucking awful, though. Well, and raw fish, obviously, but like the rainwater sounds miserable. He's a resub board. And the resub tree fitty. Doesn't drinking your own piss dehydrate you faster? I don't know. Everything Bear Grylls used to preach is a bunch of baloney because he was a fraud. Man was not a real survivalist. Fucking stayed in hotels and shit. These are the bits Tyrick and the resub Forox. What's your take on the insurance market starting to collapse in the state of Florida? I haven't been keeping up with it too much, so I don't have like a real take on it. What is this fucking life hack? If you have a tube, you can put seawater into your urethra, hydrating you without most of the bad consequences. What are you talking? What are you fucking? There's no way. That wouldn't make any sense. How would you be able to hydrate yourself through your urethra? It would never get where it needs to go. There's no shot. I mean, I guess if you like fucking hosed it in there, maybe. But even that, I don't think. Look it up. Yes, it does. No way. I'm looking up seawater urethra hydration. Let's see if there's anything here about that. So far, it's only about like why you can't drink seawater and how it's impossible for humans to drink seawater and get hydrated from it. All right, let's just try salt water. I don't see anything about fucking tubing salt water into your cockhole for hydration in desperate times. What do I look up for this? What's the process called? Reverse osmosis water. Reverse pissing. Yeah, all of those sound very real. What I will look up, though, out of curiosity, is if there's anything at all that you can do to salt water to drink it without having an actual system for it. Because you can through, like, certain systems, but you're not going to have that in a dire situation. Let's see. Oh, here's something. How to use a plastic bottle to make seawater drinkable. Let's see if this is bullshit. Cut the bottom of a large plastic water bottle and the top of a standard soda can. Roll the bottom of the plastic bottle up to make an inner gutter. Fill the soda can with seawater. Set the plastic water bottle over it. Place the contraption in the sun to encourage evaporation. Fill up nearly to the top. Take a drink. Repeat. Does that work? Does that desalinate it? And just basic distillation. Would it work though? It's not like easy to do that. You still need equipment for it, right? Like, I mean, I guess. How long would this take? This would have to take like an extremely long time, I would think. Let's see, distillation without tools. Oh, it looks like some people actually do this for fun. I thought it'd be much harder. New video idea? Absolutely not. I'm not gonna try any of these survival techniques. I would be very bad at it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Let's see, tier 1 ATSM. Have you seen those straws that let you drink poo water safely? I'll look up poop straws, I guess. Party till you're pooped paper straw. This is like a gag gift. What's it called? It's called Life Straw. Water filters and water purifiers from Life Straw. Can you drink all water with Life Straw? For the ones who love a trip to the great outdoors, one of the common concerns is having a supply of clean water to drink, although many experienced campers and hikers will be familiar with Life Straw, which lets you safely drink from any water source, even not so clean ones. Really? I've never even heard of this. It's just a portable filter. There's no way it's going to filter out all the microplastics. No shot, right? Something like this? No way. Pretty sure Bill Gates drank poopy from this. That's got to be a crazy fucking filter. Good video idea, to be honest. What, just drinking piss and poop from a toilet bowl? That'd be very fun, yeah. Well, I imagine you still have to clean the filter after use, right? There's no way you can just use this infinitely without ever cleaning that filter, because eventually it'd get, like, full of all the shit. So how do you clean it in a survival situation? What do you do? Oh, you just replace it? It'd still be pretty tough in a survival situation, but definitely better than nothing. Tactical reloading of your life straw so you can continue to drink the seawater. There are so many YouTube videos about this. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen this. At least it's not ringing any bells. I feel like I would have remembered someone drinking poop. You cannot drink seawater even with the tube. A life straw is basically a hollow fiber UF filter in a tube. A UF filter has generally a pore size of about zero point 0.1 micrometers, which makes it perfectly fine to filter all kinds of bacteria and pathogens. Unfortunately, it has no effect whatsoever on dissolved solids, which are what makes seawater undrinkable. Let's see. Oh, you're right. Yeah. No, the life straw does not remove. Yeah. Oh, you're right. You cannot use it for seawater. Badlands did. Unlucky. It did nothing for him. Yeah, it even says, like, on the website here, the minerals in the salt water are just simply too small to be filtered. And apparently the same goes for urine. So I couldn't even drink my own pee-pee. I'd still just be drinking straight up piss. You guys are trying to bait me into just drinking piss again. Still really cool, though. Seems like a very handy tool. Crazy how we can drink alcohol but not seawater. Well, you can't live off alcohol, though. You dehydrate probably just as quick with alcohol as you would seawater. Well, probably not. You'd probably dehydrate faster with seawater. But still, you couldn't. You can drink beer every day. That's how our ancestors lived. It was safer than water. I don't think we lived off beer, like, exclusively. Beer, though, maybe. Beer you might be able to get away with, like, a long time. Like, if you had nothing else to drink, you could probably live off beer for quite a while. I guess I was more thinking, like, liquor. Beer has a ton of water in it. Yeah. Rum was used by pirates because it kept better. I don't think pirates only drank rum, though. They'd still set out to sea with other things besides rum, food and water and shit. I'll look it up. But that wouldn't work. You dehydrated. Yeah. 100%. They did make grog, though, occasionally. Where they called it rum grog, which was a mixture of watered down rum and I guess literally anything else that's a liquid. So that's kind of cool. Is the resub ghoulish or goulash? Have you heard about the teenager who blackmailed Rockstar with leaked footage of GTA 6? Yeah, he's just been deemed not fit for trial, right? Yeah. He has been deemed unfit to stand trial. I didn't read why, though. He was assessed by psychiatrists as not fit to stand trial. They don't elaborate on why? What did he do? Just slip them the source code to GTA 6? Give them an early copy? It was because of autism. Oh. Is that confirmed, or are you just speculating? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if being autistic means you can't stand trial. I have no clue. I would imagine if they had the reason that he was unfit to stand trial, they would have posted it here. Like if it was like public. I imagine it would have been in this article. I'll look elsewhere though. Because it doesn't seem like they're saying why. Just that psychiatrist deemed him unfit to stand trial. The Push Square article didn't have it. Not turning off my ad blocker for Game Rant. Yeah, it doesn't say anywhere. I'm assuming people are just guessing. Thanks, the resub Dean. I don't think this is helpful to him, right? Like this actually seems worse if you ask me. So instead of determining if he's guilty, They're just going to say if he did or did not commit the crime, which is going to be a resounding yes, he committed the crime because the evidence is overwhelming. He was like gloating about it. That feels like that's not helping him out very much, being deemed unfit to stand trial. He's a tier 1 creamy. No jail though. If they deem that he did commit the crimes, wouldn't he still face jail? Or is that not how that would work? When's the resub, Toto? No, he's 18. Watch the Mudahar video on it. He explained it in the video. I mean, I can watch it later, but why not just tell me if you watched it? Bro, he's just 17. Everyone does stupid things that age. He did it at 17, but he's 18 now. But I'll tell you, most 17-year-olds don't steal a ton of data, like very, very, very important data from multi-billion-dollar corporations and then try and blackmail them with it. That's something I feel everyone knows is going to be a disaster. Is the resub worthwhile? You don't bother to read the facts and spout waffle? What? I just read the article. What are you talking about? What facts did I miss? Why don't you tell me? What? Ben, what did I miss? What are you talking about? It's in the article. One is 17 and one is 18. Second teenager is who's 17. Is he the one? Which one's not fit? The 18-year-old. What am I getting wrong? He was 17 at the time. He is 18 now. What am I getting wrong? He's not a minor. The 17-year-old is 17 at the time and 17 now. But that's not who we're talking about with being unfit to stand trial, brother. What are you fucking waffling about? The 18-year-old who was 17 is no longer 17, and that is the one that has been assessed as not fit to stand trial. That is who we are talking about. That is the whole subject of the conversation. I'm not disputing which one is fit to stand trial, but you initially said the guy committed the crime at 17 and turned 18, which isn't the XASW. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's still accurate. He was 18 or 17 when he committed it. He is 18 now and is deemed unfit to stand trial by psychiatrists. What that is legit. That is literally accurate. He had other people that did it with him, sure, but he did. That's still accurate. He was 18 when he committed it. The 18-year-old Aryan Kurtaj, who was 17 when, as part of the Lapis hacking group, leaked dozens of assets from the unannounced Grand Theft Auto 6. What am I misunderstanding? The 18-year-old who was 17 when... was 17 past. Exactly. He was 17 when he committed it and is now 18. Bear with me, let me grab my sources. It's right here! What are you talking about? My source, I saw a tweet. What? All I can go off of was what's being reported. So now that you're wrong saying I can't read, you're going like, wait, let me go to a different source. No, like I said, I don't know if being unfit to stand trial even really helps him. Because they still have to decide if he's guilty or not. Or if he did the crime or not instead of being guilty or not. And I feel like that's a lot easier to prove that he did the crime. Because there was so much fucking blackmail on it. The fact that he was 17 is now 18 changes nothing. The only thing it changes is people saying he's a minor. He is not. He is 18 now. But he was 17 when he committed it. Even if he's a minor, he could get charged as an adult, no? In a case like this, probably not. Usually they only do, like, well, I mean, I guess I don't know exactly how it's going to work here. Usually that's reserved for, like, murder and shit like that. Not usually, like, blackmail. This dude's sources must be on dial-up. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Shadows of Doubt is a game I do plan on trying at some point. It looks cool. Because all the articles I'm finding are from 2022. Meaning information that wasn't fully complete as it was an ongoing investigation instead of a completed one. Why wouldn't you use current information? Your statement was that I was wrong about it, even though it's in the article here, and that your UK news sources were reporting something different that was right and this is wrong. So now you're going back to 2022 as opposed to just looking at the front page that has tons and tons of articles about this huge case? Looking for just one rogue one that happens to be wrong? I'm not going to cite an old article. Then go to one of the new ones. It should be super easy. I found like 15 articles on this just looking it up loosely. It should be very easy. I literally just said I'm not going to cite an old article. Then why are you going to them? All of the new articles are right there at your fingertips. Just use them. If this article's wrong, they gotta make a huge correction. You could just admit that you misremembered it, and it'd be super simple. Things are prime demonic. It was all a scheme by Rockstar to make it seem like they're working on GTA 6. You must not remember. He leaked gameplay. Well, they leaked gameplay. It wasn't just one guy, but he's become the face of the story. And he leaked gameplay. They're fucking working on it. They're hard at work. There's a prime ball and the resub Rusty. And Zoreal, the prime Zuck. It was a shit ton of footage too. It was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. I think it's a prime Hammond. Or Ham. GTA 6 gonna be underwhelming after all this time and wait, sadly. Couldn't disagree more. I think it'll end up being an absolute banger. As much as I don't like Rockstar's parent company, they don't have much of a say-so in Rockstar's quality, I don't think. I highly doubt they're going to drop the ball on GTA 6. He's a prime 2 trout. Rockstar has a good resume of games. They do. They have an incredible resume of games. We went over it not long ago. They only have like 1 or 2 stinkers ever. Let me see. I can't even remember what they are now. Oh, I remember one. The most, like their most recent stinker. GTA remasters. The Vice City, all that. Oh my god, that's insulting how shit that is. But that's not even them. They outsourced it to a fucking mobile game studio, but their name's on it. Aside from that, though, what else did they have that was shitty? Thanks to the resub. Oh, sorry. I already said that. Yeah, pretty much nothing. I really thought there was like one more. Was it State of Emergency? No, not State of Emergency. They made an Italian Job game. I don't even remember that one being on the list last time we checked. I can't remember what the other big one they had that was kind of bad. Wasn't the Warriors? Warriors was good. I don't know what Beta Raider is. This looks like a mobile game, I think. So I don't even think that's actually them. All good, Ben. I appreciate you taking it on the chin like a man then. It happens. Someone said The Last of Us 2. Yeah, Rockstar is very well known for their Last of Us franchise. Yeah, it really looks like it's just the GTA remasters. And that's, again, wasn't even them. They have a couple like shovelware Game Boy games from back in like the early 2000s, but can't hold that against them. Everyone was doing that. Smuggler's Run? I like Smuggler's Run. What, did people not like Smuggler's Run? That game was really fun. My dad and I used to play that. Is this poorly reviewed? This game was great. Oh, wow. 3.5 stars, not that bad. I looked at the GPA. Yeah, no, this game was good. I liked it. They really do have just a really fucking strong resume. What? No, Ben didn't get banned. What are you talking about? Why would he? Is he resub Zyphorus? Yeah, I couldn't find anything besides just the GTA remastered. That's bad. Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't see that. I'm busy looking at the Rockstar resume. Rockstar Table Tennis was good. What the fuck? That was like a good ping pong game. That's not a bad game at all. Is he resub tighter? Manhunt 2 was disappointing. I didn't play Manhunt 2. I don't think. Pretty sure it was the first one I played on an emulator. Only way you could play it, really. Is he give sub Switch and Joji? The fuck is Manhunt? That was a game that was mainly about like brutal methods of killing people. That was its big selling point. It was like the first big edgy game. Do we count Red Dead Online as a separate game because that was terrible? No, you don't count it as a separate game. What the fuck? Red Dead Online was fun. We're talking about the first Red Dead Online, right? I made a couple videos on that game. I had fun in that multiplayer. Oh, you're talking about Red Dead 2. Oh, I didn't even bother touching Red Dead Online then. I thought you were talking about the first game. Yeah, I didn't even touch it. What was the Shadowrun game you were talking about? This is an old game from 2007. It was like Overwatch and or actually it was like Valorant before Valorant. So you buy guns and you buy abilities. So you have to have econ rounds, you have to strategize, it's attack shooter, crouching for better accuracy. It's a great game. And apparently the servers are back online. So, I'm definitely going to stream this at some point if that's true. I'm going to check into it.
You should probably grab a rifle.
Game on.
Yeah, it's so fun, man. I've been really nostalgic about this game recently. I talked about it like a couple months ago.
I got res as well.
Really?
Yeah, I still think this game has some of the best teleporting mechanics.
There's two R white boxes.
For a multiplayer game, I guess. The shit you could do with it, like, to get better positioning, or even during a fight, was so good.
I'm watching.
This game was ahead of its time. That's exactly what I said. This is one of the few examples of a game that is legitimately ahead of its time.
Yeah. They're all over hangar right now. They're chasing us hangar.
She's got shots.
They're weak hangar. They're troll. They're troll's dead hangar.
She's got shots.
Damn, he's struggling. Ooh, good read though on that grenade.
Skis half below you, Vertigo.
If by half you mean half.
Yeah, I definitely need to check. I really need to see if those rumors are true that the servers are back on. Did the developers still make games? Nope, they went bankrupt right after this one came out, I'm pretty sure. Because it was FOSSA Interactive, and yep, this bankrupted them because this was a flop. Fucking shame, man. Games just sometimes fall through the cracks, even incredible games. It is a real shame. Where can you play? That's what I need to figure out. I just heard today that apparently you can still play, or they just got the servers back online. You could still play it in private if you went through a bunch of hoops. Like, I joined a Discord for it to try and learn how to set it up, but it was kind of difficult. It wasn't easy to set up. But now, apparently, the servers themselves are just working, so you can just kind of seamlessly hop in. I would play the fuck out of this. Yeah, I plan on it. I'll just look it up now. Let me see. Where can I find some info on this? It's backwards compatible on Xbox. Yeah, I'd actually break out the Series X for this. I still have the disc, so that'll work. The servers aren't exclusive to the Xbox 360, I doubt, so I'll just bust out the Series X. Even if that doesn't work though, I do still have a 360 that'll work. You can play on the Series X? Cool. That'll give me a reason to turn that on. VGBC has an article on it. Okay. Wait, VGBC? Why would VGBC have an article on this? Video Game Boot Camp? Brother, that's Smash. VGC. Gotcha. Here we go. Microsoft seemingly fixes matchmaking for 16-year-old Shadowrun. Small but passionate community has resurrected the game in recent months. The game's servers, which were never officially taken down, was seemingly taken offline thanks to a fix to Xbox Live, which fixed older Call of Duty titles. Following this, matchmaking for the title would no longer work. This leads some members of the Shadowrun Discord to reach out to Microsoft, who seemingly fixed the problem. Phil Spencer! What a fucking W! He's like, alright, 69 billion, we got Activision Blizzard, we got Call of Duty. Alright, listen guys, I'm feeling good. I'll turn the Shadowrun servers back on. It actually kind of works better than it ever has worked in the history of the game being up, said community member WW Monkey on Reset Era. The game, which was released in 2007, spawned a Discord community of over 2K members in hopes of resurrecting the early 360 FPS. Yep, and this is kind of going over it. This is so criminally low. This just shows how ahead of its time the game was. It is an actual hardcore, big skill ceiling shooter with really fun mechanics. It is a better Valorant. And I'm not exaggerating. I played it all the way up until like 2014. No, it wouldn't have been 2014. When the fuck did that go offline? Somewhere in like that 2012 ballpark. And it was so good even then. And I know it'd still be good today. You have so many cool abilities. Glider's great. Teleport's great. Tree of Life makes a lot of really fun, wacky plays. The guns are pretty well balanced. I still think the rifle is undoubtedly the best gun in the game, but is what it is. Nostalgia clouding? Nah, I don't think so, man. Even just watching the gameplay, it still looks like it'll hold up really well gameplay-wise. Where'd the video go? How far back? The pacing of it's nice. It's not too slow. Still got all the DNA of attack shooter you'd want.
I'm above you.
So I'm excited. I'll definitely play this week. It's got more verticality. Yeah, there's so many interesting ways to approach a fight.
Yeah, they still have a tree, so.
They have cool tactics that you can do, such as katana plus teleport for backstab, bleed procs. It's cool, man. It's just a really cool game.
I need 2.
These are the abilities you can buy for magic. There's also tech abilities too, which is like your grenades and your glider. The only one I remember being really kind of shit is summon. Summon was kind of bad. But all the rest I think were great. Summon's cool though. It's a cool ability. Just not a great one. Can you find any recent gameplay with the servers back up? I mean, it's only 17 hours old, but sure. Let's see.
Games. This is a class-based F.
A 3-hour stream
Did you
of
do
it.
them? Did you cause these ones? Game no one likes. Put it to.
Damn, is he not finding games? Oh no, here we go. Oh, he's just doing little custom katana lobbies, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Jonathan Davis tipped
Thanks, the resub feels bad.
anime list with
Like what was going on? But I love. But oh, fuck. This
Thanks,
is
resub
what I
Lisa and
play all the
Brandon.
time. Oh shit, we did. No! It's got some lag here. This combination is what I always played. Was the elf with the katana, and then I just fuck with people and then smoke away.
Looks better than Switch games. Well, yeah, the Switch struggles with mobile games, man. Of course it's gonna look better than Switch games.
Where'd my demon walk off to? I summoned him, and he's like, yeah, thanks. I'm gonna fuck off now.
Elf with katana and teleport. Yep, that was always a cool combo.
He's down there. Why is he down there? Okay, I see.
It's like Counter-Strike Source, but with Valorant. Well, that's what I said, man. Yeah, it's like a better Valorant. It's just such a cool game. I really think it's going to hold up well. I don't think it's just rose-tinted glasses.
On fire. So yeah,
I think it's going to hold up well.
Defend, so we just gotta. Oh god! Summon! 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 Summon!
Love this map. This map was really cool with glider.
No!
I'm excited. Calling it attack shooter is a stretch. It is, though. It is actually a attack shooter. You have to buy the either magic abilities or tech. You have to buy your guns, and you still have to stand still to shoot for the most part. I think the only thing you can get away with moving and shooting with is the shotgun. That's it. Everything else is stand still, crouch, control spray. It is attack shooter. It even has an op. Thanks to the bits, Joji. There's no single player, it's just multiplayer. What are the chapters for? Tutorial. Have you covered the mystery cylinder in Australia? No. Have you seen the $1,000 Dyson air purifier headphones? Is that the muzzle one? Yeah, apparently that's like super, super bad for you. Like not only because you look dumb, but like it's like health wise, it's bad for you apparently. What's going on with the Moist Wrestling League? We've just been waiting to get approval for the location we need to use for our next one, and our ring still isn't built. It just takes a while. It's a lot of moving parts. Should be soon, though. We did recently just get approval for the location, so now it's just a matter of locking in the wrestlers for it. You hear about the FBI using a switch to find a missing child? Yeah, I read that earlier. I did see that. Is there going to be different weight classes? Probably only in name. I think it'd still be really entertaining to have, like, complete fucking chaos in that regard. Within reason, of course. Thanks, Reese Bum. Oh, I saw the creator trailer. I didn't know that was from the director of Rogue One. Yeah, Universal, like a cartoonish villain, has cut the trees to not let... Wait, what? Did you see that Universal, like a cartoonish villain, has cut the trees to not let the strikers have shade while they're striking, while violating a lot of tree laws? Really? No way. That's just so blatantly evil. Wow. Yeah. Universal Pictures cut the trees in order to take away their shade. Oh my god. Huh. What do you know? That's just so evil. Like, they're not even hiding it. Like, they're literally saying that they're waiting for them to start losing their apartments and their homes. And now they're cutting the trees in order to make sure that they're, like, much less comfortable. That's wild. That's just so wild. Those look trimmed, mate. What's called pruning. And yeah, you can't just do this on, like, a public property. You need permission. So I imagine they'll probably get in some trouble, like with a fine, but that means nothing to them. Yeah, it looks like they're going for the heat stroke strat. Yeah, but you're still gonna watch Universal's movies? Brother, what movie? They're having to cancel like every production. All of the writers are on strike and the actors coming up. What movies am I watching from Universal? They've got nothing coming out pretty soon. Oppenheimer? Hey, I said soon. Of course, they still have a couple that are done before the strike. But pretty soon they're going to lose, like, all of their shit. They won't have anything on the horizon. Is the resub pretty? If they're doing this, it's probably because they're bleeding money and don't want to cave. Oh, what? No. Not at all. Well, actually, no. Universal might not be doing super hot. Wait, hold on. I'm going to check. But no, it's just... The reason is obvious. They make a lot more money by not paying what the writers deserve. No, they do they? Where's the reports here? Hold on, I'm looking for something in particular. It just keeps giving me overall. Universal owns Warner Bros. Though, right? Or are they separate? No, they are separate? Oh, okay. I couldn't remember if Universal was in the whole Warner Bros. Thing with Discovery or not. For some reason, I thought they were. Yeah, so they're down 13%. So they're not, like, struggling. They could absolutely just cut back on a little bit of those huge numbers at the top of the food chain. There's a Prime Party and IMS. %13 is pretty big though. I mean, it's not small, but it's not like we're going under. Especially considering that their revenue was increasing so rapidly up until right there. Well, actually, in fact, no, they're still... Are they down? The article's like contradicting itself down here. Then they're saying that their revenue still increased 23% for the fiscal year. He's a Prime KC. If these writers get what they... If these writers get theirs... If these writers get their do get... They just do. They better write absolute masterpieces. That was so hard to piece together. That was like a riddle. Here, even if they don't write absolute masterpieces, they should still be compensated fairly. For example, I bet you're not the best worker at your job, but I still think you should be paid for your work. Not the hottest take in the world, man. There's going to be good writing, there's going to be bad writing, but they do a job and should get paid for it. Better writers will get paid more. Their pedigree will speak for itself. That's just usually how it goes. But they should all be paid correctly, compensated fairly. Comic-Con gonna be dead this week. Oh, is Comic-Con this week? That's rough timing. Sad how people don't realize writers are literally the backbone of every movie. I think they do, but it's really easy to just blanket statement all writers are bad based on like shitty writing. Because there is a lot of shitty writing, obviously. But that doesn't mean that they don't deserve to get paid. Or that all writers are useless. It's fucking dumb. It's like stupid, like actual smooth brain nonsense. These are prime borals. Tell us about the good writing? What do you mean? Think of like every movie you like. There's a level of good writing to it. Writing isn't just always dialogue, brother. Writing is like the whole thing. So even like writing for action, there's a whole list of things writers have a big hand in, and it's not just dialogue that you might find cringy. He's a prime Morgan. How much do you think they deserve versus how much they get paid now? Well, that's not for me to say, man. I don't know what the cost of living in California is. I imagine it's super fucking high. In fact, I know it's super high. And I don't know what the average salary is. Last I saw was like 60K or something. I can't remember for like a writing position. I don't know. But it should scale with how the industry has, because everything else has gone up. And streaming being so prevalent with no streaming no streaming compensation at all is very archaic. Disney had to have the park actors come in for a recent red carpet because the actual actors refused to show up. Writers only make $65K a year if they have experience of 5 years or more. Oh, maybe I was looking for like an average veteran writer salary. Writers should be paid a percentage of what they help sell. Well, that's apparently a normal thing, right? It's the profit splitting, profit sharing. That's apparently something that does happen in other aspects of the industry, but not for writers. And I think that's something that they'd want to like negotiate on to see if those are some options for like streaming, since streaming is so new and they haven't bothered changing anything as that's grown. But I think it's something that they want to talk about, like with residuals. Easy resub Gandalf. Weird to think that broadcasted television will eventually go extinct. Can't wait for that day. I don't know how often you guys watch like TV broadcasts, but it's bad. It's fucking yucky. That'll be a good day. That'll be a celebratory day. Everyone agrees Hollywood is evil, Charlie included, yet keep white knighting the writers like they aren't part of that. What? White knighting the writers? It's a matter of just getting paid fairly. That's an element of Hollywood being evil. Them absolutely shitting on the writers without giving them fair compensation. That is a component of the evil. What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some bad writers out there, like bad people who are writers. Just like there's bad people in every industry ever. Did the writing get worse over time due to lack of compensation? I bet that actually did have a role to play in it. Right now, it's like overwork all your VFX teams so everything looks like shit, and pay the writers actual popsicle sticks. Well, and a lot of times the VFX team as well. So yeah, they're probably not like super motivated. I think that would be a large reason. There's also been like this shift to just follow formulas because it's safer. So I imagine it's also the higher ups squashing things that deviate too far from a formula. Why don't you articulate what they're asking for? Fair pay is ambiguous and lazy to fill a YouTube video with? I thought I laid it out. Fair pay is something I think everyone should understand. But I did still lay it out deeper than that. Stop training AI on their work without their permission to try and replace them with AI. And also, now that streaming has popped off, actually address that so that way they can properly share with the writers as this industry has grown, so that way they get compensated with some of the the splitting, so they're not just shafted. Like all of that was super easy to understand. I don't think there's any benefit to going into what each and every writer is looking for specifically from the union. I think it's a lot easier to understand as a complete layman. They're not being paid properly for the work they do. They want to be paid properly for the work they do. Streaming has grown so much and it has not been addressed in any of their pay. Their pay has not scaled in like the last 10 years. It's only gone down actually, which makes no sense. And AI. The upper echelon of the Hollywood vampires is constantly trying to replace them all with AI, and they're just trying to not let that be the case. Like, hey, let's work together with the AI. Instead of just, you replace us because it's cheaper. It's all super simple. I don't know, I don't think it's like a hard thing to understand. I just don't understand how normal people, like everyone in chat right now I think is a normal person. I doubt any of you are like super celebrity, multi-billionaires. Like I doubt any of you are like massive corporate leaders of a Fortune 500 company. I don't know how anyone sitting here is like, actually, Bob's right. We should trim those trees so the strikers can suffer heat stroke because they're wanting too much money from us. I think that makes sense. They shouldn't be paid more for their work they do. I just don't understand how that happens. I don't get it. It's not a take anyone disagrees with, it's just that everyone deserves fair pay, not writers. Absolutely. It's just this right now is who's striking for the fair pay. You know who else is striking? UPS. Didn't UPS workers just go on strike? I think, unless I'm misremembering. Yeah, UPS strike. Everyone deserves fair pay, man. It's just this is currently who's striking, so it's who we're talking about. And UPS just went on strike 12 hours ago. I don't remember what they're striking for. I don't know if it's fair pay. Theirs might have been something different. Fair pay is a joke. Okay, when you get a job, you can ask for less than you're worth. That's fine, man. I don't really care. If you don't want to be paid fairly, compensated fairly for the work you do, I don't care, man. Just say, you know what, don't pay me. I'll work here for free. That's totally up to you, man. I bet you'd be a great worker. Is there resub lemon? Things in tier 1. Alec? Have you played the... Oh, no, I can't say I've played that one. Things in tier 1 Zianis. No, I already got scammed by that one. No, the AI killers, man, you can't find them yet. The AI doesn't actually give you any information. That just keeps going rogue. I'll wait till it's like updated, because I think it'll be really cool when it is. Love bread. I'm a big fan of bread. Does writers' pay go down if a movie flops? How does that work? Does it go off? Does it go up if it pops off? No, right now it doesn't seem to do either of those things. But if a movie flops, the writing team that's behind the flop is going to have a harder time finding work. So you usually just don't want a movie to flop. You usually don't want to just turn in dog shit that you know is going to do bad. But if you have a movie that pops off, you don't really get anything from it except for the satisfaction of being like, yep, I helped there. There's not a whole lot that comes from like residuals there. Thanks, Arisa Booty. Which is something they want. Obviously. No, definitely not going back to Greed of Man. Do you have an experience where you felt underpaid? No. I've only ever done like internet shit, which is overpaid. Very much so. So I can't say I've had that experience, but I completely understand it. Like, I understand the logic behind being underpaid and upset about it. Like, I've said this a million times. I guess I'll say it again here since it's applicable. I think teachers, they're the fucking saints. Being a teacher is like the worst thing in the world. You get paid absolute dog treats, nothing, for probably like arguably one of the most important jobs. Like, you ensure that the future generation isn't brain dead. It's not rewarding at all. You can't have a good life from it. You make nothing from it. But you have like one of the most important positions. It's fucking tragic. That's fucking tragic. Like, one good teacher is worth 1,000,000 streamers. And yet a teacher will never see the salary a streamer sees. That's some sad shit. Isn't that why some states are struggling to hire teachers? The shit pay, and also, like, sometimes the kids are, like, vicious. Like, some teachers get, like, hurt at their job. So some teachers are, like, they don't want to even, like, risk it. This is not a, it is a terrible, terrible job, but it's one of the most important ones, and you make nothing from it. Remember that high school teacher that got beat unconscious? That's happened so many times, man. I don't even know which one you're referring to. Is the resub mini snipe? And the resub goat. Schism's a good song. I like Tool. Thanks the resub planes. What about the shit teachers do to students, though? Teachers have a history of being shit, and that's why homeschooling is so popular now. We've really regressed in, like, the human mind's capability of rational thought. Everything's generalizations now. There's a few shitty teachers, so every teacher is probably bad, and why homeschooling is very popular now. There's absolutely horrible teachers out there. Evil, evil teachers. But that doesn't mean that being a teacher isn't one of the most important positions. Homeschooling can be fine, but what if your parents are fucking idiots? Like, how can you trust your parents to give you a good education in a homeschool setting? Like, let's say they're hollow earthers. They just start teaching you that shit. Now you are a hollow earth fucking lunatic. Granted, that's a pretty harmless one, but that same thought process extends beyond that as well. If your teachers are if your parents are fucking stupid, they're teaching you stupid shit. They're setting you up for failure forever. At least with a teacher, there's curriculum. There is things that you're supposed to follow and supposed to teach about, like, real shit. Science, math. Where your parents don't have that obligation in a homeschool. They still have curriculum in school nowadays? Oh, I don't know about nowadays. I couldn't fucking tell you. Thanks, Recent Frosty. I'm sure there's something they gotta follow. Some board of ethics. Not all of them are gonna follow it, of course. There's gonna be some dog shit ass teachers out there, but on the whole, it's there. There is supposed to be an obligation. Homeschooling parents still need to follow the curriculum if they want their kids' education to be valid anywhere. Yeah, but I mean, who's checking them? Do they have homeschool inspections? I don't think so. Is that a thing? Thanks, Recent Boiler. Online, yeah. Oh, like online courses? That makes sense. Thanks, Resub J. You were an honor student, weren't you? Nope. I was the back of the classroom kid that slept through everything but got fine grades. Not great, but fine. Passable. Though I was on like Dean's List in my first 2 semesters of college, but that's because it was digital arts, and legitimately sleeping through that was fine. Thanks the resub. Drez. The prime brains. Ever had a favorite teacher? Yep. My chemistry teacher in high school, I think it was my sophomore year. He was a... This guy's fucking awesome. I've mentioned him before. He was a NASA scientist. No. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. He was a scientist who was contracted by Sony at one point and helped develop the chip that the PlayStation 2 used primarily. So he was fucking... He made a good killing, like putting that team together and making that. And then eventually he thought it'd be beneficial to start teaching kids to get them excited about school. And this guy was like ripped too. He used to work out with like the fucking football team because we had like a small gym and he didn't want a gym membership or something. So he used to just go there and just outlift the football squad. This guy was fucking awesome. And he made chemistry really fun. But he had to leave in the middle of the first semester he came because NASA recruited him. So he had to leave us to go work at NASA, which I believe he's still at today. The guy was so cool. He'd even teach us like life lessons shit. He taught us how to fucking fillet a fish. Wasn't even chemistry related. He just thought it'd be a good lesson. Sadly, you didn't retain that info. Hey, I may not have retained all of the filleting of the fish info, but you know what I did retain from that fucking class for no reason is electron orbitals. The 1s2, 2s2, 2p, yeah. I still, to this day, remember all my electron orbitals. Thanks to the resub Fro and the Prime G Fuel. How did you get into your college? You need pretty good grades, and you said you got C's, right? C's, B's, a couple A's. Overall average, yeah. Average grades are usually enough to get into most colleges. Well, I didn't go to an Ivy League school, keep in mind, man. I went to just a college. So average grades were fine. Shit, I even got like a partial scholarship for average grades. Also, my school was IB, so they valued it really heavily. Any shitty teacher stories? Yep. I had a Spanish teacher who was very into some odd things. I remember there was an instance, he'd walk around with his laptop filming videos of himself. He was big on making videos of himself. Basically like a blogger, but I don't think he posted it anywhere. But I recall a time where he was walking around filming a video, and he'd walk around with his laptop doing like front-facing camera, but turn it around. And there was a time where he was walking through the hallways and he would stop and have that recording out while like some of the girls were like bending down to pick up their backpack, and he'd stop for a second and then continue on. The guy was a fucking weirdo. Like, even outside of that egregious shit, he was just a very odd guy. Very creepy guy. Didn't your college music teacher go to jail for being a pedo as well? Yeah, but I was talking more about high school. But yeah, that guy did. He got caught in a sting operation trying to fuck a 13-year-old. I think, how many years in jail did he get? I brought it up on stream once. I forgot now. I think he got 7 years in jail. He got off kind of easy from what I recall. Oh, 17 years. Yeah, he was my music teacher at the University of Tampa. He was a huge fan of the Los Angeles Philharmonic and the opera. He doesn't look happy. He wasn't very happy teaching either. I'll tell you right now, he wasn't having much fun as a teacher. He'd yell quite a bit. But sometimes he was in a good mood, but sometimes he'd like fucking yell. For like over nothing too. I think he was just trying to be like an eccentric kind of guy, maybe. Here's the resub Dex. Didn't he give you dating advice? Not really. He gave general dating advice of you need to take your date to the Los Angeles Philharmonic. That man loved the Los Angeles Philharmonic. It wasn't to me specifically or anything. Just like the general dating advice was you need to take your date to the Los Angeles Philharmonic. Thanks to the resub redeem. What was the weirdest incident at your school? Like the weirdest single incident? I don't know, man. I have to really think about it. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Nothing that really pops into my head. You ever have the poop wall kid? No, we never had any poop wall kid. Who was the weirdest kid in school? I don't think we had anyone like actually alarmingly weird or anything. No one that I can remember. No, it wasn't me really. I mean, like I said, I just sleep through classes and shit. I very low key. I don't think it was me. I mean, I was definitely a weirdo, but I wasn't like an outgoing guy or anything, so it probably wasn't me. I was like super under the radar on everything. No, that was college where I pretended to be a mysterious anime character. High school, I just slept through everything. You're getting high school mixed up with my college experience. I was a recluse in high school. There's a Prime Alliance. Thanks the resub. Have a nice day. Are you still embarrassed about that? I mean, it was a huge waste of like a whole fucking year of my life. But I look back on it as a silly, fun story to tell, I guess. Ideally, I wouldn't have done that, but can't change it now. Thanks to the Prime ping. You see the whole Baldur's Gate 3 drama? If you're talking about fucking a bear, yeah, that shit was awesome. That is wild and wacky shit. There's a resub Yeti. You see the TF2 summer update? Still haven't looked at the update, but I'm just happy to know they actually updated it. Thanks, Cal. Hope you're having a good day. You have any good memories in high school? Not really, man. High school was just like a bunch of fucking nothing for me. I was legitimately a recluse. I didn't go out and do anything. I don't have anything cool to share. I mean, playing basketball was fun, I guess. That was like the only doing thing I did. But yeah, no, I don't really have any cool memories from high school. It was mainly just come home, play video games, occasionally make videos. That was it. It's my whole life. High school was fucking... That was like actually worthless. I accomplished like nothing in the real world, but I made shit online and had a lot of fun doing that. But outside of the internet, didn't do anything. You keep any of your friends from high school? Actually, yeah. Matt I've known since middle school, and our basketball squad is actually made up of a few friends from high school that we got in touch with again over basketball. So yeah. A few people. I still need those basketball streams. We will eventually. We will. You gonna go to your reunion? No. You sad you didn't make good memories in high school? A little bit. But I think the worst thing would be having high school be like the best years of your life. But I wish it wasn't so nothing for me then. I'd be more mad if I looked back and I was like, damn, high school was the best. That would be worse. I would hate that much more. Peaking in high school is terrible. Yeah, that has got to be like the worst fucking feeling. Like peaking in college, like that makes sense, right? Like if to some of the best years of your life were in college, that makes sense. Because I mean, shit, college was amazing for me too, minus my freshman year where I was the mysterious anime character that everyone probably thought was a danger to the entire student body. But like outside of that freshman year, college was fucking great. The SAG just released all the deals offered by the studios right now, and they're fucking bonkers. If you're in production, then you get 1 day's paycheck. Then the company owns your digital copy, even if you're just an extra. You're talking about the AI stuff, yeah. They didn't just release that. That came out, what, like last week, I think? Maybe less? Thanks, Resub Shrew. Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Resub Ref. And the bits Zuzu. I mean, yeah, I've always said that. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about, like, reaction stuff, I also said that as well. Thanks for your taco. No, they released some new ones like 2 hours ago. Here's a link to the news. Let me take a peek. Oh, wow. Wait, these are like official receipts. God damn. They dropped the whole book here. Okay. This is something I'll go over off stream. I thought this was just going to be like an overview. Now they fucking went in. They let it all hang loose. Thanks, Resub Infinity. Do I have a favorite superhero game? Not really. Just City of Heroes. It's my favorite game ever made, but it's not like a Marvel or DC game. But it is a game about heroes. Okay, I can't help but keep taking a peek up here. It's just so matter of fact. It's like stinging. So like, number one, background actors are the only category under our agreements who work under different terms on the East Coast than they do the West Coast. SAG-AFTRA is seeking for all background actors to be treated equally. Rejected. We will not be doing that. What's number 4 that they just straight fucking slapped? Individuals required to do double duty, working as both stand-ins and backgrounds on the same day, should be compensated at 150% of the stand-in rate for the day. Rejected. What are they currently paid for double duty? Because double duty should be like you get that pay plus that pay, which would be you get double. This isn't even asking for that. Nice. Fucking slapped. This is just for the background actor section. In New York, background actors reporting before 6 a.m. should not be forced to wait in unsafe areas for public transportation. Offered additional reporting locations that are likely to be unsafe at early morning hours. So they just came back with like other equally bad options? This is going to be an interesting read later. This whole thing could be summarized as no fuck you. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, which is kind of wild. Ooh. Damn, I can't stop reading some of these. Like, these are just like really reasonable things they're asking for. What the fuck? And it's just like, nope, absolutely will not. Jesus. Did they haven't agreed to like anything. Wow. Thanks for the resub, low key. And the Prime Pixel. Who's asking? Who's not agreeing? Oh, the workers and the elites aren't playing ball. But even on like really, like I don't even understand why on some of these. For example, like this one. This is for dancers. Remove the discounted group rate for 9+ dancers. Their response? No. Rejected. It's like, why? Like, that's not... There's no way that's a huge expense on the production. So it sounds like, how, at least how I understand it, if you have like a big group of dancers, you're paying like a discounted rate for a bundle, as opposed to just paying each one of them individually like what they would be worth, which I think makes sense. Like, since you're using 9 dancers, these are 9 individual people, not a bulk product. You should probably pay them what their rate is, as opposed to like, okay, we've got 9 of you, so we're paying you significantly less. Like it's so easy. It's not even going to be a big expense because it's just a day rate, but they still said no. Like, I don't get it. That's just like evil for the sake of evil. Have they agreed to anything? I haven't seen a single thing they've agreed to except for this one, which was dancers should be paid the same for rehearsal days as they are for performance days. Rehearsal days are more strenuous and dangerous than performance days, and they tentatively agreed to the rehearsal day proposal. Everything else, though, that I've seen here is all either rejected or a really weak counter. But I haven't finished going through it, so there might be more. Thanks a Prime, Jorge. Couldn't tell you. No, I haven't played Exoprimal. People were saying it's bad, so I didn't play it. Exoprimal, just Gambit from Destiny. Eek, I hate Gambit. But I think the game looks fine. Like, Chase is liking it too. I was going to try it, but then chat was telling me that it's bad, so I didn't bother. It's the weirdest game of the year. It takes 12 hours for it to actually go from bad to extremely mediocre. Well, that's quite the level up. How far are you in Final Fantasy 16? I'm still not even to the next icon fight. Man, the game has incredible highs, but then so many, like, upsetting lows. So I don't know. I haven't been super motivated to play it in the last couple days. Which is a shame, because I really fucking love the story, and I really love, like, the actual good, like, the actual main story missions that aren't talk here, talk here, talk here, talk here, now go back and talk here, talk here, talk here, and then go back to talk there. Which is so many of, like, these, like, mid-game lulls. I just wish that they would have focused a little bit more on, like, keeping the pacing great, as opposed to having you talk to 5 different NPCs 50 times. Don't understand people dismissing the not enough RPG elements complaint. I think it's a very valid complaint. I actually have that complaint as well. I would have liked a little bit more RPG elements to it. It's very, very bare bones in that regard. Okay, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm getting a little sleepy now. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Sorry the whole ARC thing didn't work out. Would have been nice to actually get that cooking to try out that plan, but maybe next time. Sleep well, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again.